I think I speak for most of Clippers Nation when I say nobody from Clippers Nation wants to hear any excuses on the reason why the Lakers lost, and nobody really cares. You know what I'm saying? I think I speak for a lot of others in the NBA world as well, because when we talk about this, first of all, I was looking at Bleacher Report and a few other sites. You can also look at yourself. And, LeBron James comes out in the post game saying that the scheduling it got the best of us, which is the reason why it was a conflict, which is the reason why they might have lost to the Clippers, and because of a scheduling conflict. Now, me personally, I disagree. First of all, you lost to the Clippers 11 straight times, and that right there tells me that you're not prepared for what this team has to give or what this team has to offer, because when they didn't have all the depth they had, you still couldn't beat them. When it was just Kawhi back then, I remember it was the first year they got together, with Kawhi Leonard and everything. You couldn't beat them on opening night. This was the first of the Clippers, the beginning, when they finally got together. And, Kawhi started this whole, thing, Kawhi Town, all this stuff. And you lost opening night, then you lost on Christmas Day, with Kawhi scoring like 35. And then, pretty much just went from there. You know what I'm saying? It's just, honestly, the Clippers have owned the Lakers so much really throughout the last several years. I'm talking really even before Kawhi Leonard and PG. I'm talking like actually when CP3 and, Blake Griffin was there, they were owning the Lakers then. So it's not like, the Lakers are losing to a team because of a scheduling. That's some BS by LeBron. You've been losing to this team for a while. And to be quite honest, you've been losing to Kawhi Leonard throughout your career. I mean, honestly, Kawhi definitely is LeBron's kryptonite. And I've said before, the Lakers have gotten by on a lot of situations because they didn't have to face the Clippers in a 7-game series. Yeah, the Clippers, they lost to Denver in the bubble and imploded and all these things. But nobody talks about, they lost to Denver, but the one team they can beat is the Lakers. The Lakers beat Denver, I give you that, but the Lakers can't beat the Clippers. So, I mean, it's like you could say what you want about the Clippers and everything like that, but really it's just more of the Lakers have been, dodging or maybe not dodging, but they just escaped, from playing the Clippers in a 7-game series, these last several years. Because if they would have, I just don't think they would have beat them, because it is hard to beat a team 2 or 3 straight times, but to beat a team 11 straight times, that's unheard of. I mean, I don't even think I think Ty Lue, he's undefeated against the Lakers himself. I mean, in regards to since he's been coaching with the Clippers, I mean, they haven't lost to the Lakers since. I mean, he's beaten the Lakers 11 straight times as a head coach of the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? And that's just very bad, because when you look at LeBron James and AD and all the talent that they had on that team and the talent that they have now, you can't find a way to beat the Clippers at least one time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they can't, but it just seems, very highly unlikely every time they play. I mean, the Clippers seem to hit 10 or 15 threes, 10 or 15 plus threes every time they play the Lakers. They shoot their best against the Lakers. They walk all over the Lakers, and their defense turns up a notch. It's like, the Clippers, if they don't get up for any other team in the NBA, they damn sure get up for the one against the Lakers. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say. LeBron could sit there and say something about the schedule all he want and, talk about the scheduling conflict as a reason why they lost to the Clippers. That's BS. You lose to the Clippers because you're just not a better team. How about that? And me personally, I don't think the Lakers are better than anybody above them in the Western Conference. I think a lot of these analysts, they try to sit here and give the Lakers all this credit, like, oh, they're coming, they're this, they're that. They said the same thing when they had Russell Westbrook earlier this year, last year, all that stuff. Well, the Lakers are coming. They won a few games in a row. They're figuring it out. As long as they got Anthony Davis, They're a threat to win it all these things. But you keep hearing this stuff and then nothing ever happens because Anthony Davis stays hurt and LeBron James stays hurt and he's aging. And Russ didn't fit with him the way he kind of sort of, somewhat does with the Clippers. But it's always excuses for the Lakers, and I'm just tired of the excuses, and I just can't stand that. You know what I'm saying? Don't plant that type seed because nobody wants it. Nobody wants that seed to grow because there's no excuse. The reason why you lost to a team. You lost because they were the better team, and that's it. It has nothing to do with no scheduling and all that stuff. This is the reason why I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. I never really have been because he's always planning excuses. He always flops, and he always cries to referees when he doesn't get a call instead of getting his ass back there on defense and playing the way he's supposed to and let it go because you're not going to get every call. Referees don't see everything. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. So I just never been a LeBron fan. I mean, me personally, it's just that's another story for another day. But even still, this type of situation here, I just hate to hear this because you don't ever want to hear excuses the reason why a team lost. I mean, you lost because you weren't the better team that night. So he's talking about the conflict of the schedule. Well, the Clippers don't have back-to-backs. And every other team in the NBA don't have back-to-backs. Every other team in the NBA doesn't have that same type of scheduling that you have. I mean, hell, a lot of the teams that the Lakers play, the Clippers have played prior or the Clippers play after. I mean, it's almost like the Clippers and Lakers, at some point of the season, their schedule is almost similar. So it's like you're playing the same teams everybody else is playing. So regardless of that, whether it's back-to-backs or not, you put yourself in this predicament to be in the play-in tournament. Whereas if you took care of business maybe early in the season, win some games that are very winnable that you let slip by, you wouldn't be in this predicament. Like one game that I can think of specifically was the game against Indiana. I mean, I can't remember the kid's name on Indiana, but basically, Halliburton passes it out to the elbow. Guy knocks down a game-winning shot in L.A. on the Lakers' home floor to win the game. That's a very winnable game. The Lakers should have won that. Another one was here recently. Maxi Kleber on the Dallas Mavericks hits a game-winning shot about 2 weeks ago against the Lakers on a I think it was a Saturday night game, I believe, where the Lakers should have won that. It shouldn't have came down to that shot because really the Lakers got the better team. And the Mavs, look how bad they are as a team overall. The Lakers should have beat them rather easily, handedly, and they wouldn't be in this situation. They might actually be the 6th seed right now if they won that game specifically. So my point is, you can't sit there and blame the scheduling as the reason for you losing. You have to take your L like a man as a team and move on to the next and try to do better on the next one because making excuses is not going to change the standings. You are what you are. You are where you're at. If you're number 10, if you're number 8, if you're number 12, if you're number, 7, whatever you are what your record is, regardless.